Welcome to Cost Saver Conversations. I'm Angela, and I ask the practical questions so you can quickly understand what matters. Today, I'm joined by Assad.
Hi, Angela. We are unpacking extreme weather energy savings, cut bills by 300 pounds today, and tying it back to the wider cost saver ecosystem, including tools like cheapest time to use electricity, so you can turn insights into action quickly.
Just a heads up before we dive in, we are your synthetic hosts. We are great with numbers, but as AI, we can sometimes be confidently wrong. Think of us as the digital versions of your most knowledgeable, slightly caffeinated friends.
Exactly. Treat this chat as a smart estimate only, not as professional financial guidance. Always check important details with official sources or a qualified expert before making any big decisions.
Welcome back to the Cost Saver Podcast. Today, we're getting into something that is, honestly, just on everyone's mind right now: energy bills and extreme weather. Assad, thanks for coming on.
Hey, Angela, good to be here. Yeah, this one's a biggie.
So, look, we all know bills have been rough, but you're saying extreme weather is making things specifically worse in ways people might not fully appreciate.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's not just that bills are high. It's that these weather events, the heat waves, the prolonged cold snaps, severe storms, each one of those can add 50 to 100 pounds to your monthly bill per event. That's on top of what you're already paying.
Wait, 50 to 100 a month per event?
Per month during the event, yeah. So like the winter of 2024-25, that extended cold period, households were seeing spikes of 80 to 120 pounds a month, just on top of everything.
That's a lot.
It really is. And then, and this surprised me too actually, the summer heat wave in 2024, people cranking up fans and air conditioning, some households reported electricity bills 40% higher than normal.
Oh, 40%. I mean, I always think of winter as the expensive one, but I sort of assumed summer was the cheap season, you know?
Not anymore. That's kind of the new reality. And this is the bit I want people to hear. Most of these extra costs, they're preventable. With the right preparation, you can genuinely protect yourself.
Okay, so it's not just a case of, well, weather happens, pay up. There are actual things you can do.
Exactly. And it's not even, some of it is really simple stuff. But the starting point, honestly, is understanding where your money is actually going. Because most people dramatically underestimate how much energy certain things consume.
Right. So where do you start with that?
An energy audit. And before that sounds intimidating, you can do a basic one yourself. You don't have to pay someone.
That was literally my next question. How much does it cost?
Well, a professional one runs about 150 to 300 quid, but a DIY version, just walk through each room. Note every appliance, every light fitting, every heating source. Check the energy ratings on your big appliances. Anything rated below a C is probably costing you more than you think. And then, this is a good one, feel around your windows and doors for drafts.
Feel around them?
Yeah, or use a lit candle or an incense stick. Hold it near the edges and you'll see the flame flicker or the smoke move if there's air getting through. It's surprisingly effective.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. Very low tech.
Sometimes low tech is best. And then check your loft. You need at least 270 millimeters of insulation for adequate protection. And your boiler. If it's over 15 years old, it's probably running at 60 to 70% efficiency versus 90% plus for a modern condensing model.
Wow. So nearly a third of the energy is just wasted?
Essentially, yeah, just going up the flue. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, totally. So you've done the walkthrough, you've found the drafts, checked the boiler. What's next?
Monitoring. And this is where smart meters come in. Most people have them now, but they're not using the information. For the first month, I'd say check your in-home display every day. Just glance at it. You start to see patterns really quickly.
What kind of patterns?
Well, the big one is your baseline consumption. That's what your home uses when you're asleep or away. If that number seems high, you've probably got what we call phantom loads, devices drawing power even when they're supposedly switched off.
Phantom loads. That sounds ominous.
Chuckles, a bit spooky, yeah, but it's real. Set-top boxes, games consoles on standby, older fridges. The average UK home loses 50 to 80 pounds a year to phantom loads. 50 to 80 quid for literally nothing.
That's okay, that's actually kind of infuriating.
Right? And the other thing is peak usage times. Most suppliers now offer time of use tariffs where it's cheaper between, say, 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. If you shift your dishwasher, washing machine, tumble dryer to those hours, you could save 50 to 80 pounds a year without changing your lifestyle at all.
Just by running the dishwasher at midnight instead of after dinner?
Basically, yeah. And if you want to know which appliances are the worst culprits per minute of use, it's the kettle, electric shower, and tumble dryer. Your smart meter will show you. Spend a week just watching it.
Fair enough. So, okay, let's talk about smart tech because everyone's selling smart this, smart that. Does it actually save money or is it just gadgets for gadget's sake?
Okay, so honestly, it depends. Smart thermostats like Nest, Hive, Toto, those genuinely work. They learn your schedule, adjust based on whether anyone's actually home, and the best ones use weather forecasting to preheat your house before a cold snap hits. So you're not doing that expensive scramble when temperatures suddenly drop.
Oh, that's actually really smart, pun intended. What kind of savings are we talking?
75 to 150 pounds a year, typically. Most devices pay for themselves within about 18 months. But, and this is important, you have to actually use the features. Just installing one and leaving the settings alone won't save you anything.
So you can't just stick it on the wall and hope for the best.
No, you'd be surprised how many people do exactly that, though. Beyond thermostats, energy monitoring systems are worth looking at. They track individual circuits so you can pinpoint exactly which devices are costing you. And smart plugs, those are great for, like, putting your entertainment system on one that cuts power completely at night. Motion sensor lighting in hallways, that sort of thing.
Okay, but I'm guessing there's a warning here about not just buying everything.
Yeah, absolutely. The most expensive gadget is the one that sits unused in a drawer. Don't buy anything without a clear plan for how it'll actually reduce your consumption. Be intentional about it.
Good advice. So let's shift to the physical stuff. You mentioned insulation earlier, and I feel like that's where the really big savings are.
You're not wrong. Physical preparation is often more cost-effective than any technology, and some of it is absurdly cheap. Draft proofing, a tube of caulk costs under 5 pounds and can save you 20 to 30 quid a year. Weather stripping for a door, 10 to 20 pounds, pays for itself within months.
Under a fiver. That's
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. And then loft insulation, if yours is under 270 millimeters, topping it up can cut your heating bills by 15 to 20%. Cavity wall insulation costs 400 to 800 pounds to install, but saves 150 to 300 a year.
Wait, really? So cavity wall insulation could pay for itself in what, a couple of years?
Potentially, yeah. It's one of the best investments available, honestly. And, oh, this is important. There are government grants. The Eco4 scheme and the Great British Insulation Scheme can cover part or even all of the costs for eligible households. So always check before you pay full price.
Oh, that's actually really reassuring. I think a lot of people assume they have to fund everything themselves.
Yeah, and many energy suppliers offer grants or discounted installation too. It's worth asking.
Right. What about double glazing? That's always the big one people think about.
So, I'm going to be honest here. Double or triple glazing does make a noticeable difference to comfort and noise and bills, but the payback period is typically 15 or 20 years. So it makes sense when your windows need replacing anyway, but I wouldn't do it purely as an energy saving measure. There are better bang for your buck options.
I hadn't thought about it like that. That's good to know.
And then, one more thing on the physical side, how you actually use your heating and cooling. Thermostat settings. In winter, 18 to 21 degrees is the recommended range. Each degree above 21 adds roughly 10% to your heating bill.
10% per degree? That's...
Yeah, it adds up fast. And in summer, if you've got aircon, aim for 24 to 26 degrees. Not, trying to recreate the Arctic. And here's a fun one. A ceiling fan running 8 hours costs about 2 pence. A portable air conditioning unit, a pound to 2 pounds for the same time.
2 pence versus 2 pounds. Wow. And fans actually work?
They don't cool the air technically, but the wind chill effect makes a room feel 3 to 4 degrees cooler. So for most situations, yeah, they're brilliant. And obviously, don't forget maintenance. Annual boiler service, 60 to 100 quid, keeps everything running at peak efficiency. Bleeding radiators, cleaning filters, those are free.
Okay, so we've covered saving money. But what about when things actually go wrong, like power cuts during a storm? What should people have ready?
Right, yeah, emergency preparedness. So, basics first. Torches, spare batteries, battery-powered radio. LED torches specifically, they last much longer. Non-perishable food that doesn't need cooking, tinned goods, crackers, dried fruit. And if you can stretch to it, a portable power station, about 200 to 400 pounds, can charge phones and run small devices for several hours.
That's not bad for peace of mind.
No, and it becomes more valuable as outages get more common. Oh, and if anyone has medical equipment that needs power, register with your supplier's Priority Services Register. You get advance warning of planned outages and priority restoration during emergencies.
That's really important. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's underused. And Angela, I have to say this, it's critical. Never, ever use outdoor generators, barbecues, or camping stoves indoors during a power cut. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills people in the UK every year during outages. Keep generators outside, well away from windows and doors.
Absolutely. Cannot stress that enough. So, Assad, have you got a real-world example? Like someone who actually did all this prep and saw results?
Yeah, so Sarah from Bristol, she invested about £1,200 in autumn 2024. Loft insulation top-up, draft-proofing, and a smart thermostat. During the cold snap that December, her heating bills were £65 lower than the same period the previous year. Over the full winter, she saved approximately £180.
So her 1,200 pays for itself in?
Under 2 years. And then it's just pure savings after that, year after year. Meanwhile, her neighbor, similar property, no preparation, saw a bill spike by over £100 during the same cold period. Same weather, same type of house, the only difference was preparation.
That really drives it home, doesn't it?
It does. And that pattern repeats across thousands of homes. It's not luck, it's just doing the work beforehand. Have I explained that clearly enough?
Crystal clear. So for people listening who are thinking, okay, I'm convinced, what do I do first thing tomorrow?
Okay, so 3 things. First, the quick wins. Draft proofing, adjusting your thermostat, tackling those phantom loads. These cost little or nothing and can save you 50 to 100 pounds a year. Start there, today even.
Go on.
Second, plan the bigger stuff. Insulation, smart tech, for spring or autumn when contractors are less busy and prices tend to be lower. Get multiple quotes. And third, and honestly, this might be the easiest money you ever save, review your energy tariff. Many households are overpaying simply because they've never switched or they're stuck on a default tariff. A better deal can save 100 to 300 pounds a year without changing anything about your home.
100 to 300 just from switching tariff. That's kind of amazing, actually.
It really is. And it takes, 20 minutes online? There's no reason not to.
All right, so to wrap up, quick recap for everyone. Start with a basic energy audit. Walk through your home, check for drafts, check your insulation depth, check your boiler age. Use your smart meter properly. Actually look at it. Tackle phantom loads, shift usage to off-peak hours where you can. Consider smart thermostats and monitoring if they fit your situation. Look into insulation grants through Eco4 and the Great British Insulation Scheme. And for the love of all things warm, review your energy tariff.
Nailed it. And remember, the next extreme weather event is coming. It's not if, it's when. The difference between struggling through it and barely noticing, it's just preparation.
Assad, thank you so much. This has been genuinely really practical.
My pleasure, Angela. Stay warm or cool, depending on what the weather throws at us next.
Fair enough. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next time. Quick side note. This guide connects with other cost saver blogs, especially Home Insulation ROI Guide, Calculating Your True Renewable Energy ROI, and Free Ways to Slash Your Energy Bills This Winter.
Exactly, and reading those together helps you connect the dots across your household budget, not just this one topic in isolation.
And if you want to apply this immediately, jump into tools like Cheapest Time to Use Electricity right after this episode.
Primary sources used here include Energy Saving Trust and OffGem, Energy Price Cap Explained, so you can verify the data yourself and stay evidence-led.
That wraps this cost saver conversation with Angela and Assad. If this helped, share it with someone who could put these ideas to work this week.
Your next step is simple. Try Cheapest Time to Use Electricity, then read Home Insulation ROI Guide, and use them together to take action today.